Yeah, that's girls. Hard work.
You're listening to the Chartographers.
The Chartographers! It is the happy hour minisode. We went ahead, I'm not sure if you know this, we ranked all the Sufjan Stevens albums worst to best, and it was a oh my god.
And we went so long.
It was a debate. It was, I feel like our podcasts are just getting longer because I'm not sure if it's
because we're getting so comfortable with it.
Right.
We have so much more to say every time.
And also the fans are relying on us to give them their opinions, and I feel like that's just a thing that we do, and listen, it's a tough responsibility, we will take it. Anywho, right now it is me, Evan Sadi. It is co-founder Taran O'Reilly. It is our special guest, Chris Fort.
Yeah.
Chicago bon vivant and man of the town. And
cock of the walk, baby. Cock of the walk.
All right, let's see if that cock can talk, because we're talking right now about Steve. It's a happy hour minisode, but of course now we have to do the one thing that we do at the start of every happy hour minisode. Guys, what is the worst Sufjan Stevens song? And the qualifier, not off of Enjoy Your Rabbit.
I was about to say the same thing. I was like,
no interludes.
That's a cop out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
one
no
last pull for one last woohoo for the poll.
I mean, if you say something bullshit, we'll call you on it and we'll move on.
Satan saxophones comes to mind.
I mean,
I feel like that's a cop out too.
You know what? I think that counts as an interlude.
Yeah.
What about the owl and the tanager?
I want to go there so bad.
You know what? No, I'm going to go ahead and... God.
Can we all agree? Wait, really?
No, Taran's refuting us.
Oh, no. I mean, yes.
Is that too easy?
It's a little too easy. Just because I also think that, now that I'm older, could definitely be there, because it's not just a bad ballad with no structure. He's also, almost yodeling, because he wrote it, right in his break, and he's not whispering anymore.
Yeah.
So he's really switching between two timbers, and it's just...
I'm gonna go with the owl.
I'm gonna throw something else out there.
Oh, great, please do.
Not the album, but the song "Age of Ads." Do you even know? Can you even think off the top of your head how that song even goes?
This is the age of odds, eternal I'm in the wrong key.
It's such a forgettable song, and you're right.
When I die.
Yeah.
When I die. That's how it goes.
Apologies to John Harvey. I think that's a pretty good thing.
So we didn't. That song is just
it's limp.
But again, that's another one on this album where the reason it's such a slog is because it's a relatively low tempo, and then he also only puts anything on the first beat of each measure.
Yeah.
So it's bump.
Yeah. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
Bump. And you're it's always a little longer than you expect it to be before the next one, and you're oh my god, please, song, just go.
Yeah.
If you had any kind of actual tempo, you wouldn't be 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd only be 7 or even 5 minutes if it wasn't so just it has no motion at all.
Yeah.
It's sedentary almost.
Let's see how much gravity works. Boink. Oh, look at that. I can't believe we just dropped some names. But listen, Sufjan, I was about to say Sufjan, but Chris Fort and I, we've both seen Sufjan live.
Yes.
Yes.
Twice in my case.
All right, so
I like to brag.
Tell us about your Sufjan stories.
Sure. So in 2015, I saw him on the Carrie and Lowell tour.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm mad I missed that.
Yeah. I saw him at Chicago Theater, which is my favorite place to see an artist perform.
Yeah,
the acoustics in that place are incomparable. And he performed Carrie and Lowell, straight through the track listing.
Wow.
One through whatever. Just straight through. And then he played some random... He played the Owl and the Tanager. He played... and then he of course, he ended with Chicago. And I've seen him twice now. And both times, and this really upsets me, he phones in Chicago. He plays a 3.5 to 4 minute version of it. And it's really just kind of he skips a verse. I think it's just kind of I'm in Chicago, please the audience. I'm going to throw out Chicago real quick. It
Well,
really
it's
upsets
probably
me.
it's my most famous and popular song. I should probably play it.
It's like if you're foreigner and you have to play Hot Blooded.
Well, Billy Corgan doesn't feel the need to play 1979 every time he plays.
And look at him now.
Yeah.
Right, so maybe he just shouldn't play Chicago. You know what?
At this point, though, he can get away with it.
I think he has enough, like, real fans who have made a point to listen to everything he's put out. Like, we are not alone in this.
Sure.
Like, this is the kind of fan that Sufjan creates.
Right.
And so there are plenty of people who could thoroughly enjoy a Sufjan show and have him not play Chicago.
Now, that being said, what was the other time that you saw him?
Saw him at Pitchfork this past summer, actually. It was a perfect day. It was 72 degrees out. Yeah. Brian Wilson played right before. He performed Pet Sounds. Sufjan gets on the mic and he says, "Hey guys, I just got done performing a year's worth of Carrie and Lowell. Super depressing, super dark. I don't want to do that again. I want to play some happy, upbeat songs." You're like, all right, yeah. And then he starts playing a lot of the Age of Odds, which, of course, as we discussed already, pretty controversial album. And so I was kind of like, but I tell you, that was the turning point for me with the Age of Odds, because he really you kind of see, like, maybe Sufjan had a little bit of envy of some other live performing artists where he wanted to have some, like, kind of fun songs to perform live. Because I tell you, he played, like, Vesuvius and Too Much. And man, I never realized what, like, jovial, like, little hopping tunes those are. And I was kind of like, all right, yeah, we can do this.
You do you, Sufjan. It's like
Evan sent me
the Fallon?
The Jimmy Fallon performance of Too Much.
Yeah.
And Sufjan has, like,
tape,
a tape V, like, on his forehead.
And that was his network
like,
television premiere. What are you doing?
And he's doing the robot kind of,
and
sort
he's and you're like, oh, that's
and locking in
like,
the white boy way,
right? And that gives you a whole different view of that song, because you're like, oh, that's what you think this is.
Yeah.
You think this is your, like,
funky
big,
little crazy dance
funky
number.
little, like, goofy,
funky
like,
little
this is 2010 too. You have to remember that this is the height of, like, the color obsessed pop divas, Gaga, Minaj, Perry.
Yeah.
So, like,
Gaga, Minaj, Perry.
so that's, like, I can see people who were like, oh, he's going pop, because literally that's what he was doing with his performance, is he was like, I'm sick of being depressing. I think that's a totally, you're so right. Yeah.
So, not to brag or anything, but the time that I saw Sufjan, it was during the Illinois tour.
Get out of here.
And the thing is, so just go fuck yourself.
I know, so
did you see? Does that mean was Shara there?
I think so. And the thing is that, like, they also opened with the 50 state song they did, which is when they go through every state and they talk about, like, as like the buffalo out there in Wyoming, or something like that. And then there was at one point, of course, because we were in Salt Lake City, Utah at the time, it's like, and all the Mormons that moved to Utah, and of course everyone in the crowd's like, yeah. It was
it attracts a lot of
and the thing is, it was at this, like, little basement space. It was crammed as fuck. It was hot as fuck too, because it's the middle of the summer. There was no ventilation whatsoever aside from the open doors, so it was just really. I got really sweaty really quickly. Anyway, but he did the show. He did perform in almost all of Illinois, because that's, he didn't have a lot of material outside of that there, and it was fun. But then like afterwards, like, he went out the back door into the alley, whatever there, and it still looked kind of like, it was kind of that night where it was like blue streets and everything.
Sorry, did you just say he didn't have a lot of other material besides Illinois?
Yeah. He didn't perform a lot of the earlier stuff.
Album.
Yeah, he didn't perform a lot of the other stuff. He performed mainly Illinois stuff. I know whens I speak. I'm not sure if you know this.
He does.
Did you know I interviewed Nine Inch Nails once? It happened.
Oh, I thought the way you phrased it made it sound like he didn't have a back
Illinois
catalog.
is not his first
from.
album? Anyway, so, but the thing, but the show was over. It was a pretty good show, honestly. He didn't have the angel wings yet. It was more the Boy Scout uniform era. And, but then afterwards, like, the show was over, he went up to the back alley, and of course, I went there because it was a small space, I went to the back alley too, and he was sitting on the curb.
So you weren't stalking him?
Not at all. Stalker, we'll get to that in a second. But, the thing is, so he's out there, and he's sitting on the curb, and I just went up to him, like, and it was this girl, Courtney, at the time, and just like, Sufjan, you were, like, amazing, and he was just like, listen, I just got off stage, can you give me a minute? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And so I go over there and I speak to some of the other members. I speak to Liz James, who, by the way, has put out amazing material herself. And she's like, because all the other members of his band have, like, albums on Asthmatic Kitty or other related labels. And she was just like, you should check out this other guy. He does this thing, Soul Junk. It's kind of like this acoustic folk pop thing. I'm like, oh, cool. And I got some Soul Junk stuff and it was shitty. But there's like that, and the guy from Half-Handed Clouds, and you can hear the guy from Half-Handed Clouds in Michigan. Like, it's really good. But then afterwards, like, and so me and Courtney were talking to the other members, and they're all really nice and affable. And then Sufjan comes up to me and Courtney, and he's like, "Hey guys, listen, I'm really sorry about earlier. I just got off stage. I was a little bit tired. How are you doing?" And so they just wound up talking to us a little bit. And
I'm so glad when you told me that story that it ended the way it did, because I could not have handled Sufjan being a jerk. I mean, granted, I'm the same way. I'm kind of introverted, so like when I get off, like after being like in front of a lot of people, I'm like, I need a minute, but like could not have handled it with him being rude to you like that. So.
Yeah, and so the fact that he came back afterwards and was like so apologetic, like he remembered us at the very least to do that, and I'm just like, that's so nice of you, Sufjan. It made me really, really happy. Chris wants to talk about being a stalker.
Oh my goodness, yes. So,
I didn't know about this prior to Research Week, and then I sent it to Taran. I sent him this YouTube video of like 13 songs that totaled 17 minutes of like kind of crazy rock where the C's are spelled with K's. It kind of reminded me of Tori Amos' first album, Why Can't Tori Read, whatever. But yeah.
First CD that Sufjan ever produced was not A Sun Came. It was actually an album called, was it The Stalker or
It's just called Stalker. If I'm not mistaken, from like 97, 98?
Right.
I think 98.
Yeah.
Right, and really creepy song titles like I Know Where Your Kids Go to School, I Got a Good View from Where I'm Standing, Save Yourself Before You Die. I'm just reading this off my phone. Baby, Give Me a Feel. Probably a reason this ended up in a dumpster somewhere outside of the Asthmatic Kitty like studios, and somebody was fishing around in the dumpster, and lo and behold, they found a hidden treasure.
So Lol and behold.
He did.
See what he did there.
No, the guy who posted it did actually I think was it a Noise Trade interview or a Noisy?
Stereo Gum. Yeah.
Was it Stereo Gum?
Yeah.
He did an interview, and he was like, "I don't care if people think it's a hoax. I don't have time for that." It was like, I work in an office building next to where Sufjan has like a studio and office, and they were just like in the dumpster. Like, we didn't go diving, it was like on top.
Sure.
Like, and it was full of like it was full of like Illinois and Seven Swans
and like the photos that he posted of it, like it's like, hand drawn art on a CDR.
Yeah.
But it does look like a picture of Sufjan, but it's also
and
like
instead of Stalker, it's actually Stalk Her. Like that's kind of the way it's
but
phrased.
only on the CD.
Yeah, on the pen Sharpie written CD. Yeah. It's not good music. It's I've heard it. It's
I've not heard it.
Yeah.
I listened to like 3 minutes of it, which is 3 songs, and I was like, that's okay.
It's like if you had just walked away from Sufjan after he told you to go away and like never come back to hear the apology. That's what this album is, it sounds like.
Yeah. Speaking of Amsterdam.
Oh my goodness. So my favorite, whenever somebody asks me about like Sufjan, so like I discovered Sufjan when I was studying abroad in France. I had a friend.
What was her name?
Hello!
College humor. I'm Ben Wilder.
No, but this was back in the day and age when I had a video iPod and I would just plug it into people's iTunes and like rip songs off. And that's how I learned Sufjan, was like piecemealed them from like whatever my buddy Justin would like download off of LimeWire or like a torrent.
Shout out to Justin.
Shout out to Justin. I hope you're listening. Anyway, I downloaded like what I thought was all of Come On Feel Noise. But so I'm discovering this while I'm in France, and of course we take a class trip to Amsterdam. The schools in Europe, let me tell you, a lot more laid back. Yeah. First thing they gave us was a map of all the cannabis shops in Amsterdam, so a little different.
This is a great school.
Anyway, we're wandering around in this group in Amsterdam, and I just have my headphones on because and I'm just being my very like introverted antisocial self, and I'm just listening to Come On Feel the Illinois over and over, because I just like you guys mentioned during the first podcast, the latter half of All Delighted People. Mm-hmm. And Come On Feel the Illinois has this really great refrain at the end, like, even in his heart the devil has to know the water level. Are you writing from the heart? Are you writing from the heart? Yeah, so anyway, I'm just listening
to do the entire vocal of the seal.
That was pretty good. We got some good harmonies in there. But I'm just listening to this song over and over. And of course Amsterdam, known for being a pretty quiet city, big on bicycles and things like that. Not a lot of automobiles. I'm listening to this refrain, and I'm just in my own little world, and all of a sudden I just feel this painful jerk on my neck. It's my buddy just like ripping me to the side because I was so lost in the sound, the song. I did not realize that I was about to be hit by a trolley. I was standing on the tracks, did not realize I was about to be hit by one of those like commuter trolleys. So
Sufjan Stevens almost killed Chris Fort.
It happened.
Controversy uncovered.
10 years ago, would not be here right now. So I want to shout out to my friend Paul, too, who saved my life that day.
From Sufjan, from the murderous Sufjan Stevens. With his nymph-like flute melodies luring the rats out of Ireland and the Chris Ford out of Amsterdam.
Might have been something to do with the fact that, I was in Amsterdam, I was a little spacey, I won't say why, you figure that out yourself. But
He had a space brownie.
Sure. But my goodness, I was so enraptured in that song, just kind of playing it over and over again. Just sort of lost in it that I had no sense of where I was or what I was doing at the time. So
I've been there.
Yeah.
With that exact song, I've been.
Are you writing from the heart? Are you writing from?
But Sufjan is still he's such a weirdly enigmatic figure too, because he does an amazing job of not letting you know who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
Because he also, as Chris pointed out before we went on mic, he is 41 years old when we recorded this in 2017, which is he does not give off the vibe or sense of a 41-year-old man at
pass for somebody who's 31.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sexy as fuck.
Permanent
Yeah, also
5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, he is boner ready. But the thing is that, the thing about him though, is
as a straight male, I would probably have sex with him.
right,
so.
legitimately. But at the same time though, because he's never put up music videos, he's not really huge on that kind of promotion. He'd definitely be closer to an INFP than anything else. He's definitely an introvert, and the thing is, I feel like music is almost the only expression that he has. He's not working in films aside from getting his music featured in fucking Little Miss Sunshine or whatever. He's just quiet and he could do shows and things like that, but that's really all he does. Even when he did his fucking BQE, when he had a film that he shot of the BQE of just him going around with a handheld camera filming here's a house, here's a street, here's other things like that. He's I'm trying things. I'm okay, that's cute, Sufjan.
It's pretty critically acclaimed no matter what he does. He did a ballet too that was pretty widely
really
acclaimed. Yeah.
I want that music.
Yeah. He's just he's conquered music. Now on to other things.
Well, and the thing is that the other thing too is that I feel even the albums that we talked about, going especially from A Sun Came all the way to Carry and Lull, he's covered such a wide, vast sense of things.
Yeah.
What is he going to do next? And the thing is that
the thing is, he could literally put out anything and it wouldn't be surprising.
And, everybody thought when he threw out, Age of Odds, okay, this is the new direction that Sufjan's going. This is kind of what I'm talking about, where you can't, close a chapter on any, Sufjan. We talked about how All Delighted People was kind of just this is the end of an era.
Yeah.
Who knows? He might come out with an album just like Illinois' next time, because he really is not following any traditional pattern. He's just getting...
He's just making what he's inspired to make
exactly.
at any
And
given point in his life.
That's exactly
and
it.
he admitted flat out, again, as we mentioned in the last podcast, that the whole 50 States gambit, that was a promotional bit. But he also talked about, for a while he was serious about it. I don't know, maybe I'll, commission a band out of fucking, West Virginia to do a 3-song EP about West Virginia. He was pseudo-serious about continuing it, but also not really, though. And the thing is that I get why he needed it as a promotional gimmick, because it was certainly distinctive. Mm-hmm. No one else was doing a fucking state history album, unless it's making it, kind of relatable and compelling. But, he's moved on to better things, and he was on the Tonight Show once, he'll do an interview every once in a decade. Mm-hmm. So,
It's funny to say that somebody who writes so many autobiographical songs that are so very personal, we talked about him masturbating in the first podcast, that we have to still call him private, because he really only reveals himself in his music.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why I feel like...
That is very true.
So, Sufjan, if you're listening right now, the chartographers@gmail.com, tell us what you masturbate to. Just send us an email, just, say, hey, it's Sufi, we'll get it, it's fine. By the way, favorite collaborators, too, because he works with so many different people. You were mentioning some of his collaborators.
I can't say enough about Cher Warden.
Yeah.
Also known as My Brightest Diamond. She's one of my favorite artists.
Yeah. Wow. Because is that still, because you saw discovered Sufjan prior to Dark Was the Night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I actually, I discovered her and then was like, oh, fuck, that's her? And then went back to Illinois and was like, and listened to those tracks that she was featured on, was like, yeah, that's fucking her.
And so listen, also
I'm obsessed with her voice. It's
our dear
stunning,
friend,
as you can hear on Concerning the UFO Sighting.
yeah, Chris Fort. He is an amazing, wonderful friend. He's a dear person, but somehow he has not heard of the compilation Dark Was the Night. Dark Was the Night. The Dressner brothers of the National, they put together this compilation, this 2-disc compilation of new songs from a bunch of people like My Brightest Diamond and Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings and the Arcade Fire.
That was
and all these
actually
other people.
also a really big...
I'm surprised it's not in like your top 10 albums too, because
It's
like,
cause it's just so inconsistent.
exactly. But there is, and also that the best
I mean,
song Yesayer
it's
ever
2
did is on
discs,
that one.
but I could easily make one and be fine with it.
But also, Sufjan has a song in there called "You Are the Blood," which is this
10-minute
electronic, crazy, like thumping, weird epic.
This was in my phase where I thought of music videos for all my favorite songs.
Oh, what was your music video for "You Are
So
the
my
Blood"?
music video for "You Are the Blood" was like this robot gorilla army, a la the Gorillas, but like glitchier, kind of like Samurai Jack. Like almost like Sufjan a la Xerxes, like ruling over them and like conquering the planet.
Sufjan would not approve of that video.
I know that he wouldn't, which is why.
Do we need to talk about
I didn't
Sisyphus at all,
pitch it
or do
to
we
him.
give a shit?
Oh, I'll talk about Sisyphus.
You're familiar
So
with Sisyphus?
Sisyphus-
I'm not. No.
Sisyphus is this. It sounds so
On
good
paper, it sounds
on
amazing.
paper. It's Serengeti, right? As the rapper.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's Sufjan, Serengeti, and
Serengeti.
Sunlux.
Okay. Now describe Sunlux for those who don't know.
Sunlux is like this. Oh my gosh, it's so hard.
This
to
kind
even
of
put into
like
words. They're
jagged, abject pop kind of.
Yeah, like boop, 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 boop. Yeah, very electronic, sort of a
Age
more
of Oz
melodic.
esque.
Yeah, but always more melodic.
Uh-huh.
A very sample driven, but like warped samples and taking instruments to their extreme, but still like in a classic rock structure.
Sure.
It's
yeah.
I mean it's
Anyway, but they got together. They decided they wanted to do a fucking
and like Sunlux and Sufjan working together.
Yeah?
I was
Oh, that
really
sounds
excited
cool. That sounds
about.
great,
That
yeah.
sounds great. They're in each other's wheelhouse a little bit, and it was rough. It's a very rough record. I don't know that Serengeti was the perfect fit. You know,
it's a
they
lot
like,
better than when Bon Iver did Jason Feathers.
they
his
respected
rap project.
each other's artistic
Oh my god.
endeavors a lot.
So
But it wasn't a great pairing in the end. So there's like one song that I really fucking like called Rhythm of Devotion from their record.
not as good as Chained to the Rhythm by Katy Perry.
But it's not. Oh, shut the fuck up.
So real quick, Chris Ford is our resident straight person here right now. And
Right.
we need to know, because we do know we have a straight audience as well, that loves us and adores. The question is, what is the best song to play, the Sufjan song for the ladies? What is the...
Oh my goodness. Why are you going to put me on the spot like that? You can't go wrong with To Be Alone With You, because even though it's about Jesus Christ, like, every woman thinks it's about her. So, and that little, like, hush, like, I'd swim across Lake Michigan. There's that macho heroism just to be alone with you, like, absolutely.
I was putting you on the spot, but that's like a real answer, though. Which is
what's funny? I can't believe I thought of it. I must have had the right amount of champagne.
Yeah.
There's a reason it's the most popular.
45 million plays on
Sufjan.
Spotify
Yeah.
when we recorded this, which is amazing. But you were saying the other thing is, though, like, the thing is on Spotify, because Carrie and Lowell came out in the streaming age, so the most popular song is To Be Alone With You, followed by a lot of Carrie and Lowell songs, too. Like, multiple
Yeah, I think there's like
playing.
five.
recency thing.
There's
Exactly.
5 in the top.
But you were saying the iTunes ranking was totally different.
Yeah, what is it?
It's fairly different. I know Chicago's number 1.
Well, it should be.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
well as shit. That was the thing. It was like in the top 10 of the Spotify, but like lower top 10.
Right. But yeah, it's number 1 on iTunes. Then is To Be Alone. Oh no, then is The Dress Looks Nice on You.
Really? Seven
Then-
Swans? Really
Yeah, that
connected
was
with
the thing that
people.
surprised me.
Then
Yeah.
To Be Alone With You.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I know.
Then Casimir Pulaski.
I know we put
Oh,
him
yeah.
number 3, but obviously Seven Swans is number 1. So I'm just putting that out there
No.
for you.
I think it belongs at 3.
Yeah.
Chris Ford, any other last thoughts, stories, ideas?
Oh my goodness. Can we just talk about Chicago for a minute?
Yeah.
We really, that was the thing, is we really, because we had been going for so long, it's good that we wrapped it up, but there's still so much to say about Illinois.
Yeah.
I feel like we
gosh.
could go in.
Let's go
on Illinois.
Podcast on Illinois.
Let's do it.
All right. So just
Predatory Wasp.
yes. Oh, let's. I mean, before we go deep into Illinois, you were gonna bring up his sexuality.
We hinted around it.
Well, only because literally today, when I spent all day listening to Sufjan while I was doing work, and the thing is, I was just like, wait, is he straight?
When you listen to Sufjan all day, you feel so sensual, and you're just listening to this, and then you hear Predatory Wasp of the Palisades, and he's talking about his male friend
being in love.
and being in love.
We were in love.
And like kissing him.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
And then,
listen,
like-
I know you're a cute little Christian boy, but at the same time,
Right.
it's like, wait, I mean, it's never come up before. You're very private,
And then you have Impossible Soul, where he spends 9 minutes saying, "Boy, we could do much more together."
Right.
yeah. I don't really read too much into that one
I-
there.
that
because
one I
feel
don't
like
much
it's directed
Predatory
towards
Wasp.
himself.
Well,
yeah.
I know, but that one, especially when you get to like the last 3 minutes, like that very ending, that very hushed, like intimate, like that is an intimate recording on purpose,
Yeah.
and it's very.
yeah.
Makes you wonder.
But the thing is, as other people pointed, because I threw this like I just did a Google search today of like Sufjan orientation, and the thing is that like there was a Reddit thread that was going on and talking about like and people just like, I mean, he mentions a couple things, but also it doesn't matter. Like a lot of people just came to it doesn't matter really, and I agree. It doesn't matter. It's still fun to speculate, and all I'm saying is, Sufjan, if you're listening to this, Taran and I will cuddle you and caress you nicely. But
I will too.
And Chris Ford, listen, there are 3 men that will cuddle you and caress you nicely. It's really nice. But the thing
Sorry,
is,
Sufjan.
no, don't apologize. We're serious. We will do a show up on our house. Chartographers@gmail.com. So, that being said, there's still so much more. Well, the Chicago, let's talk about
Chicago.
Let's not forget about the fact that off of fucking the Avalanche, there are 4 different versions of it. The adult contemporary version, the schizophrenic version, and like all these other.
Everlong is what it is.
But at the same, I mean, the thing is that song. As I remember, Pitchfork at the time being really pissed off about it because, like, for a song about Chicago, you're driving to Michigan for a while. What the fuck is that about?
Driving to New York.
Sorry, New York. Yeah,
To New
exactly.
York.
Yeah.
In a fan
With my friends.
Oh my god. It's the whole Little Miss Sunshine soundtrack all over again. But yeah, at the same time, like the other thing I love about this album, by the way, is the fact that it more so than Michigan, it really dives into it. I mean, when he talks about being visited by the ghost of Carl Sandburg at one point, like that's like intense. It's still like drenched in history, but it's still related to a personal story, and like finding that through line is so important to what makes Illinois work.
I was blessed to improvise.
Alright, so now here's Taran and Chris Ford's entire vocal version of the album. What song do we want to do next, boys? Risks and Variations of a Single Note by Jelly Roll. Do we want to do that?
I just want to sing Chicago. Chicago is, I've thought about this a long time, but Chicago's probably my all-time favorite song, regardless of artist or genre.
Oh, wow.
It's just a song that's so beautiful, and it has so many different elements to it, and I think the chorus of, like, creation, like, all things grow, you know, and all, you know, and, like, he's talking about, like, this inner, like, personal battle, you know, with himself. I made a lot of mistakes, but, like, you know, in my mind, did I really? You know, I'm just being, like, very self-critical.
So, for my dad's 50th birthday, he had a concert
Mm-hmm.
where he just performed, like, his favorite songs, basically, and he, like, picked people to perform them. And so we performed Chicago.
No kidding.
And yeah, it was like me and a band of my cousins, basically, and I was on piano and vocals, and tons of people were on vocals.
You can
like,
play piano.
My cousin, yeah, really, basically. My cousin was like playing she was on clarinet, and then my other cousin studied drums in college. He has like a master's, so he's just insane and had like a ton of different cymbals to like do for the ending part. It was incredible.
So, can we talk about, by the way, I mentioned how I'm an OG Sufjan fan. Can I mention how OG I am? Here's how OG I am. When I bought Illinois the album, it has Superman on
Yeah, I was
the
gonna
cover
say,
still. It
big
still has Superman on the
controversy.
fucking cover.
That's pretty OG.
Put a
Yeah.
sticker over that, I think, on
Yeah.
reissues.
I didn't know, but they replaced it with balloons.
Oh, is that what they did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't happy about that. He's like, Superman is such an accessible
Iconic.
figure. Like, why are we limiting him to
Right.
people that have to
Also,
pay?
like, why don't you just license that? Like,
I
just
don't-
get over it and just let it happen.
I don't know. You know, and
Like, that's instead you have bad press.
right. Yeah, I know. When they asked him, like, well, how would you feel if somebody like sampled your work? And he said, you know what, I'd be okay with it as long as they did it responsibly. Oh wow!
Oh my gosh, there
I'm
it is.
looking at it right now,
I
listening
brought
audience.
the CD. The CDs are in the recording studio.
I can independently verify that Superman is on Evan Sadi's.
Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I didn't even realize it because I'm just like, I mean, I did buy it, right? Like I
I'm
had to
so
kind of
jealous.
Right?
Because I have the one with the balloons.
The
Over
Superman-
there in the
Super-
shelf in the
For the
other
record,
room.
though, this is such a shitty album cover, and I'm sorry.
Well, it's got Al Capone.
But it's got like this
not
cartoon, like terrible, like I'm gonna rape a
He's-
cigar kind of.
He's
like,
indie alternative. It's supposed to be bad. You're not supposed to like it.
I know, yeah, and then it's got Mary Todd Lincoln on the back of it there. It's just this whole, this
Nice.
whole thing. Shut up. We've had a lot of champagne. Chris Fort, you helped us. Here's the thing: by the time this episode goes live, we will have hit 3,000 views.
Oh my goodness.
So thank you for that. This is champagne really propelled us to that as well.
did.
Yeah.
Any other last minute thoughts, stories, ideas we want to pass along? No. Okay.
I don't know.
I want to say, like, the way I discovered Come On Feel the Illinois was just piecemealed because it was, I was
What was
discovering
the first
by,
song that you got off?
oh god, I want to say Come On Feel the Illinois, which I was very hard as like a mostly like a rock pop type listener prior to that to like absorb a song that's like 6
Right.
You're a big
long.
Blink-182
That's like-
Yellow Card
Yeah,
fan.
yeah, not Yellow Card. No, don't slander me.
Ocean Avenue.
So to discover a song that's like 6 minutes long and like polyphonic and like just
Yeah.
all
Not
over
the
the place.
polyphonic spree. That's different.
And then you discover these other songs, and then I remember hearing Predatory Wasp like almost like a year later, and asking my buddy Justin like, what album is this off of? It's off the same album. I'm like, this is like a lead single. Like that album is so
yes.
chock full of like so many
That's-
songs that could be a lead single.
Predatory Wasp was definitely, I had the same thing, is that I had like the big ones, which was like Concerning the UFO Sighting, Come On Feel the Illinois, John Wayne Gacy Jr., Chicago. It's like, where that was my first like, the big ones I was really into. And then, yeah, when it took so much longer to get into like Decatur, Jacksonville, and then Predatory Wasp of the Palisades was
Yeah.
so much later. And I feel like Tallest
Such
Man.
it's like a opus,
I feel like I didn't get
Opus.
into the Tallest
Yeah.
Man until like 2010, like when I was disappointed with Age of Oz and listened to old Sufjan
Yeah.
again.
That's what I did.
Yeah, but not Seven Swans because that album, as we know, is just a whole.
And we're not gonna let this go, are we?
No, because I love it profoundly and dearly. I like the weird stuff, admittedly, I will say that. But like the fact that we did our ranking and the fact that A Sun Came made it to number 5, I am blown away by it. The fact that Seven Swans made it to number 3, I was not expecting. Blown away by. I'm fucking happy. I also like. I love the fact that we kind of like. And the thing is, this week I'm like, I know there's some people that love the Age of Oz a lot.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure what math, and I know people that love Carrie and Lowell a lot.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure how it was going to work
Yeah.
out in terms of number 1.
I'd kind of forgotten that people loved Carrie and Lowell a lot. Like,
yeah.
I totally...
Well, I think it was a breath of fresh air for a lot of people because a lot of people are like, "Oh shoot, we lost Sufjan to electronica," and then all of a sudden he comes back with this stripped
And
down
yet there's some
album.
people that
Yeah.
fucking love him as electronica too.
Right.
So
Nobody's gonna be happy with that album at 4. It's
Well,
gonna
I
be they're
feel
gonna see it
like-
at 1 or
I
last.
feel like his... the other thing is that he does so many different sounds that what if he'll do something completely new next
he's
time?
gonna get really into
And
Zydeco.
every time he puts out a new album, there are going to be fans who are like, "This isn't what I wanted.
right.
I'm mad.
Take it
I don't
back."
like it."
Yeah.
It's gonna every time now because it's never going to be the thing that fan.
Right, because everybody fell in love with Sufjan at a certain point, For
Yeah.
me, it was like
Exactly.
Michigan and Illinois. Some, like Evan here, it was The Sun Came,
Yeah.
Others, Age of Odds. And everybody's going to have this certain expectation for him, and he's not really going to give a shit about it. So,
Yeah.
he's
It's
gonna do
weird
what
that
he
his
feels
new
like.
album coming out in 2018 has a song called To Evan, Taran, and Chris. Shut up, I'm straight, you don't know me. I thought that was a weirdly personal but elongated title. But,
Yeah.
it worked out okay. That being said,
Wait,
one last
can
thought
I?
from Taran.
No, I have a.
What?
I've talked about it so much, but I want to gush about John My Beloved one more time.
Okay, one more time.
Just because. So,
Oh my god.
there's a really specific thing about the mixing where it has a very constant piano beat, just like boom, boom, boom. And it has the sustain pedal on, so it reverberates. But when he's singing, because he's whispering so much, it drowns out all the reverb.
Mm-hmm.
So it, like, gets pulled back in the mix, like, very distinctly. And then when he stops singing, it suddenly is much more noticeable again. And also, I love that it ends with an intake of breath.
Mm-hmm.
I think that also just plays more to the feeling that, like, I have, that this album sort of feels like a spirit interacting with the world for the last time and, like, remembering, and then it leaves towards the end of the album.
It's a beautiful thought.
Wow. I mean, I feel bad leaving our podcast on such a dour note.
All things grow. All things grow. No?
Perfect. No, that was great.
Oh, look, we just changed moods suddenly like Age of Odds. It was schizophrenic. So, listen, guys, but literally, though, I cannot say this enough. Chris Ford, thank you.
No,
because
thank you guys.
You brought the knowledge and the thoughts and the feels in so many great ways.
Least I could do. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Email
I really
Chris
appreciate
Ford
it.
at chrisford.com. He has samples of his literary works right there. Thank you, Taran, of course, as always.
Of course.
I'm glad we got to do this.
I'm so happy this
This has
happened.
been an amazing season, honestly, so far. It's been great. Second to
'cause
Weird Al episode.
I feel like it's even more like our dream season this time.
Yes,
Almost.
our dreams and.
A lot of artists and TV shows hit their peak second season or second
Oh wow!
time
Well,
out.
thanks for really dooming our third season, Chris Ford. I appreciate that.
Well,
So,
hey, I'm on the second season,
I
so
just saying.
you're not. This is where you
Wait,
peak.
we're gonna bring you on for the Blink episode in season 3. Is that what you're saying we're gonna do?
Hey.
Yellow card. I
Oh,
can't remember.
God. Get
So
outta
listen,
here.
guys, thank you so much. Remember, don't forget to rate us on iTunes, and favorite us on Stitcher, and like our Facebook, and all the other bullshit, all the other things like that. In the meantime, keep on listening. You know that we'll be. We love you so much. It's like Sufjan loves Jesus. We love you so much. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next time. All right, see you guys. Goodbye.